I guess I was maybe on mute the whole time. I was on mute the whole time. Oh, shit. Or crap. Sorry, guys. um, Thank you. Always people watching my back. All right. I'll go back to this. The economic news we had coming out just at 7:30 was the continuing jobless claims. It said worse than expected, but not much. I mean, oh yeah, it said the previous was 1.952 million. The actual was 1.937 million. The consensus was going to be 1.925. You know, I don't know. That's not horrible. I don't think that's a destructive kind of number for the markets. It's certainly not really trading it like a big deal. Cool. Thank you. All right. The trades. The thing I was showing you on the screen that you couldn't hear because I had it on mute was that our crypto trades yesterday. They're working okay. The Litecoin one we never got because we wanted to get above 191. Ethereum trade on the pullback to 1,000 area. That's working out fine. It's finding a lot of support. We have some supportive buying levels here. Bitcoin the same. Some supportive buying going on here. That's good to see. We should just building permits at 7:30. Those didn't come out though, I thought. Or at 7. Those come out at 7, right? Yeah. Okay. So we do have some supportive buying structure on this. Again, I'm going to get to these time cycles and time cycle analysis. And yesterday I put up an idea because I was talking a lot about these confluence of cycles and that they're in every single market right now. On the 31st of January, we have something that we have not seen in 150 years, not since 1866. We haven't seen this since 1866. It is a total lunar eclipse. It is a blue supermoon, and it's a full moon. So we have a whole lot of these. It's like a triple awesome moon phase. And the theory behind supermoons in Gann is that it's more dependent where the market is at the moment, as opposed to the full moon and the new moon. One moment. Okay, so the theory is that it's a full moon, so markets that are at or near their bottoms in trend, in short and long-term trends, they're going to have a very, very powerful response to go to the upside. Markets that are already at the upside, they're going to have a very strong conditional move to the downside. All right, so yesterday I brought up I made an idea on TradingView that the New Zealand dollar short is based on the square and time cycles. Actually just borrowed. I said NZD is also copied from my Bitcoin idea, but the inverse applies to New Zealand dollar. NZD is also at its square of 144 in price and time. Time is a catalyst for every move in the market, blah, blah, blah. All right, so here we had that square in price and time, and this is what it looked like when we posted it yesterday on the 24th at 7 a.m. When I hit the load new bars, that is the response. All right, so the question is why did this move down? My answer is that time is the precedes price movement or news. And there was, I forget the news that came up for the New Zealand dollar pair, but that was pretty bearish. In fact, I would expect us to have continued selling in that pair here. We can put a sell order here if we can get below a short at 73.64. This is a okay shorting area, and with a stop at why does this always move? That is really irritating. Okay, so again, we have the angle rejection here, so we could say that our stop is going to be at 74, really. All right. Just watch this pair. We'll see if it wants to stay in this downtrending structure or if it wants to continue back up. We'll watch it. The other pair I was looking at for possible reversal in structure is the dollar yen. We're not getting as big a push down as we were over here. Like we were getting a lot of activity to push it down, but we really didn't. So if I look at this on the 8-hour chart, that's looking to be a little bullish in the structure here. If I go over to the 12, it's really indecisive. It's an inside bar forming there. If I go to the 4, same kind of thing. So we do have a little bit of bullish bias where we want to go above 109.128 if we can get back up there and hold. The euro has had a lot of interesting movements on it. It's looking a little top heavy, like we're running out of momentum, which should be expected at these elevated levels. We were talking about parabolic moves yesterday and how this is as a parabolic move, so we should expect some sell-off, but we can wait till we get back below the 50 here. We probably want to test it. If you're not risk averse, if I'm not risk averse, I'm fine shorting up here and having a pretty tight stop at 124.70. But I'm going to wait until we have a little rest on our. I'm going to wait till about. We'll see what these look like after, before I hang up with you guys. We'll see what these levels are at on these trades. The pound dollar, similar structure. We should see a lot of prices going down. I contribute to another crypto news site. I'm not going to share it because that is not classy. I like the Forex Lens people here, and I'm not going to do that, but I do want to read. In fact, you guys get to hear it before I post it at the end of the day at like 4:30 Central Time. You guys get to hear all my stuff ahead of time. Oh, where's it at? Where are my posts? All posts. Okay, so I had on here that but this is not it. Isn't it? Yeah, it is. Sorry, I'm trying to find this. Okay, so I had gone over this trade idea in New Zealand dollar and talking about these time cycles and how it applies to Bitcoin and all the other markets. And I wrote that I would suggest that everyone take a look outside of the markets that they trade regularly The time analysis that I discussed yesterday and today is not limited only to Bitcoin. There's a monster number of time cycles in every financial market right now. So we should see some capitulations and really large uptrends that have been going for a while, and we should see some reversals in things that have been in a bearish environment for a while. We just have to watch how these areas are going to play out, because we do have a strong reason to believe that things are going to reverse here a little bit. But still we can continue to do our upwards movement until we get to like February 5th. But like I was saying, every hour that we get closer to the 5th, and especially the 31st, every hour we get closer to here, the more bias we have for movement to the upside. All right. Okay. Now let's take a little walk. Let's look at gold. Gold is looking a little heads and shouldery. You know, it's not finding any break of this angle here. It is finding support at this harmonic at 1,358.17. So that is, that's always cool how price just kind of sits on that level, has closed and opened at that level. I mean, it's a really arbitrary level. It's not like it's not really arbitrary. I mean, it's not like a even number. I mean, that is to the pennies. That's an area that price likes to have support at. So our short idea, we can have a couple longs and shorts here. We can go long above 1366.91, or we want to get a short below probably 1355.70. All right. Looking at the gold trade, the euro. Oh, that did rocket up there, didn't it? But did we get any response anywhere else? Nope. Was there any news release on this? Let me check here. Maybe I missed something. I think maybe the DXY just dumped. Yeah, it did. Yesterday we had some of the reason why we had a lot of the dump. Actually, a lot of the reason why we had a big move down in the dollar was that the Secretary of the Treasury in the United States, Steve Mnuchin, he's praising a weaker dollar, and so that's why we have all this weakness here. And why would you want a weaker dollar in the U.S.? Well, because it's cheaper for people to spend money in your country. If you have a weaker currency, and you are in a country, like if I, well, let's see, like right now, we'll just take the euro dollar, for example. Okay, this time last year, let's see, the 25th of January of 2017, the exchange rate was $1.06, $1 for a euro. That has gone up significantly. All right, it was easier for me to go buy things in Europe or from Europe a year ago. Now it's increased significantly, almost 25%, 20%. It's increased. It's gotten that much more expensive. Conversely, it has gotten significantly cheaper for the EU to buy things and you got buy goods and services and set contracts and all that jazz for do those things here in the United States. So that is a good good thing, and that's why countries compete and want weaker currency so they can get more foreign capital to go into it. No country likes to have a strong currency, even though it sounds good to say, "Ooh, yeah, we have a expensive currency." Yeah, same thing with the pound. The pound. Oops. Where was the low of the pound? Yeah, last year as well. Yeah, wow, $1.20. $1.20. Now it's over $1.40. I remember when I first went to London when I was like 16. That was in, I don't know, 1998 or earlier. The exchange rate was like $1.90. It was cost me $1.90, $2 US to get £1. That was expensive, but you do. All right, looking at let's look back here at gold. Oops. For whatever reason, we had that massive drive there. Gold still struggling to go above that high of where we put the tip of the shoulder. EU sitting up there a lot nicely. It wants to touch 125. That's a psychological level right there. In fact, I'm surprised we actually didn't test this earlier, but there it is. And UJ, it's not having the same kind of move. It's not a huge. I'm just sliding my anti-fatigue mat. All right. Sitting down in my chair, as long as this thing doesn't like automatically slide down on me. We're getting a lot of volume participation on UJ, but we're not getting a whole ton of soft here. Today I might be with you a little longer because I want to watch what is happening as we get closer to a little after 8 o'clock. New Zealand dollar still showing that kind of structure there. Still, if we want to do a fib retracement, could do a couple. This is our swing low, and there's our high. So you see we did get a supportive buying right on that 618. And that's where we are now. But if we want to look at it from this down move, yeah, you might want to say we got maybe we're at the 50% 50% area here, which is struggling to get above. But if we can get back above the 0.74, that may be along there. That's kind of where our stop is at as well. So we'll want to keep our eyes on this. I'm not going to be surprised if this is a false breakout in these in the EU here, just to touch that and then everybody do some profit taking, because let's look at the 1 minute chart. Yeah, it was a pretty swift move there. Finding support on that older trend line. Now let's look at the historical. You know what? I noticed I don't have all those levels on this chart. Let me fix that. I'm looking at another chart here, folks. I'll get this up. Okay, so that is the major four. That is the highest area of resistance between the mid and lower, and right now we are, get this, copy this one. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. All right, so we are going back down. Now I need to plot a few lines here to see where we're at in relation to give me a second. Oh. And then we have here. Okay. So I really don't have to pull up that big calculator. I just want to get these lines. So that was 122.44. So we'd be at 122. No, 12355. And then 123. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, 1, 2, 4, 6, 6. And that should bring us to the. Yep. Okay, so we are. Yeah, so this line right here, this is a very. This is like our first overbought condition. But I want to look at what this looks like if we go all the way. How far back do we want to look? So price right now is a little bit above our second to last harmonic. Well, it is our last inner harmonic. So it had, this is a big resistance area. 125.770. 125.77, that is our major resistance zone. So we got to be on the lookout for that. It's interesting that we are, let me plot, get rid of this. Oh, what did I just do? All right, let me get rid of that. And I want to put in these time cycles here. Because we are going to be in the middle of one. Also, we have this lattice here. These angles. Okay. Now, let's bring it into the hourly. I'll eliminate all these trend lines. I don't need to see them. Now hide that as well. And we'll hide our square. So we are just looking at just getting rid of all those little trend lines. We don't need them here. What is this? Oh, we can get rid of that too. All right, I just cleaned this up a little bit. All right, so this is our perfect square in price and time. And if we're looking at how this is responding, this is a shorting area right up here. This is an area where we should expect to see accelerated weakness on this continued parabolic move. You know, if we look at the euro on a weekly, we have gone up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly 6 weeks. And then if we say we're going to go up another 7 weeks starting next week, 7 is called a death zone number in Gann. And that would fall right on this vertical line here. This change in time cycle, that is a very bearish environment time-wise. So we want to be careful of that. Be careful of that. Looking at the dollar yen. Dollar yen still like holding in. They're not getting a lot of monstrous sell-off participation here. New Zealand dollar may break out. That would be interesting to see. We may get our long condition in the New Zealand dollar. Pound dollar is weak. Aussie dollar, and no trade there. Euro pound showing some nice move there, but really want to see how we want to see some integrity in this move, and that it's not just a FOMO move. Oops. DXY continuing to sell off. What are you looking at in the 5-minute chart? What's going on here? Well, we are in some significant bottoms in the RSI. We're way down there. Dollar continues to sell off lower. It probably wants to go touch 88. Let's go to a daily and see where the lowest levels are. So this is where we're at right now. Our 2014 lows are in 78, so that's a long ways down. We may get some supportive area right here, even though, you know what? Why don't I, while I'm here, I've never done this before, but why don't I get this squared up? All right, what's the lowest? I have to find the historical low to do this. Okay, so the high was, the all-time high was at 129.67. This is really an ugly chart. All right, so let me pull up my sheets here. And where is my spreadsheet? All right. I know you can't see me doing it on the screen. I'm doing it on another screen, but I'm just going to get these open. So what did I say the high was? I said the high was 129.67. And our all-time low was in 08. And that was at, wow, is that really that low? Okay. All-time lows at 70. Okay, so there is our so let's get the top one done first. Oh, that's wait a minute. Where'd it go? Oh, sorry, 125. Followed by I have to remember to do this correctly. 1.125. Oh gosh. And let's see, what do we got here? 0.93. Sorry. Okay, so we are approaching that level there. And then our very last level is 75 even. Okay, so let me get these color coded. And we are, okay, that's good to know. That is a strong pivot area. You know, I wish I would have drawn these earlier because now this all makes sense. It makes more sense when I can see it the way I like to look at it. Yeah, that's right. Well. Mr. Dollar Index, you are a interesting little find here. Now, I bet you that right here is either a yellow or red line where price is kind of farting around at. Let me figure that out. Oops. I know I've been spending most of the time kind of rambling here, folks, but I would just want to see how markets are going to react to these kind of zones. So, I just have to plot a few more lines here. Oh, wait a minute, that's not it. What is that doing? Well, I suppose maybe. No. Almost. Documents. Ganstro. Okay, now we can do it. 92.1, 91.41. And then 90.63. 88.28. And then 89.06. Oops, 89.84. So I just got text there. I had to look at it. Okay. Was it 89.84? Why do these not seem like they're matching up? 89.45. Wonder what that was. Oh, I have an extra one. That was what it was. Okay, now looking at this whole move here. If this red line represents a standard pivot where price will reject, and this is our first oversold condition, this is our pivot condition. Yeah, we are looking at a strong, swift snapback trade here. Even looking at UJ, if I could pull up that area that it's in. Yeah, very extended zones. I am totally comfortable shorting the euro here and putting my stop above 125.74. This is the last of its move. Surprised it got this far so fast. The New Zealand dollar is not really like, it's not, it has tried to get out and up there, but it's still responding to this zone. We may see a flash crash on this move. We'll see. This is kind of cool to be watching this. And gold is not, gold is going down. The euro's going up. The New Zealand dollar is going down. What's the pound dollar doing? Pound dollar is really up there. There's a short below 142.51. We need it to retrace down there. Yeah, this is an interesting move. If when it hits 125, we'll probably hear something from the European Central Bank about the euro is way too expensive, and that will thrust this guy down. But for the time being, still elevated up here. I mean, actually, there's a couple shorts. If you want to wait, that's the area, another shorting area. But otherwise, even like right here is perfectly adequate. How's UJ doing? Oh, UJ found some buyers down there because that DXY that we just looked at is in a supportive buying zone. We may see it want to come down more and hit this line and even hit the, what was the major harmonic down there? Where are you at? Why can't I? Oh, there it is. 87.5. It's also a area to watch. Some great moves happening today, and I'm sure we're going to watch some follow through today and tomorrow. Oh yeah, gold. Gold getting smashed. Gold not liking that move. There's your head and shoulders pattern there. The euro continuing to want to try and push higher. The dollar yen moving up there. New Zealand dollar, ooh, it has broken that old trend line. But I mean, we have another one in here too that we're still looking at. Cool. That's good moves. Yeah, I don't think these prices liked that move very much. The euro is still got people buying up here wanting to push it higher. These are interesting trading times right now. The URGBP, didn't do a trade on that one. Interesting that the euro is being favored over the pound in this scenario. If the pound is weaker against the euro, then if the dollar is going to gain some strength on the pound, we'll see if this doesn't close above this angle. That's pretty bearish. Yen crawling back. DXY crawling back. Gold pulling back a little bit here to find support. New Zealand dollar still funky territory. Yeah, there's some good opportunities around here. See, the euro yen is up quite a bit. What about the pound yen? Yeah, it's all right. Oh, that's just from yesterday, last night's news. Not much going on there. The tradable dollar index is the Swissy. That's a pretty good looking candlestick for. I mean, we have 46 minutes to go in this candle, but if we get a lot of participation right at this level with this candlestick, how it's looking, that's pretty bullish. I mean, we'd need a lot more volume though. We need a ton more volume. Ooh, euro might want to push higher here. That is a very active candlestick on the hourly. Let's look at what this is doing on the 5-minute chart. Double top. Not a huge fan of candlesticks, but volumes still above average, but not. It's lower than the previous ones. We'll see. Not to keep you guys any longer. I mean, I kind of was just talking to myself and rambling today. There are a few trade opportunities up on the Forex. Let's switch over to our cryptocurrencies. What do we got going on here? Same scenario as yesterday. We have a slowly uptrending market here in Bitcoin. We found support right at that 1100 level. Buyers stepped in. We really want to hold above that 11,250. We really need to stay above that. Otherwise, we're looking pretty heads and shouldery here. If we want to avoid that pattern, we need to keep going up. Ethereum holding nicely still. Similar pattern. Litecoin. Not quite head and shoulders, just kind of triple top there without a monster sell-off. So looking at this guy still too. And yeah, we got kind of flat trades in our cryptocurrencies. There are, though, we do have activity in a lot of these alts, like, oh, look, Steam coin doing really nicely. Vaulted up there nice. NXT, we should see that one go up. Bay. That is a boring trade. Oh, Lord. 80A. Yeah, making a good move there. So yeah, at least we've got some activity flowing back into our altcoins. That's really good. It means people are willing to participate and have more risk in the most riskiest asset class out there right now. So yeah. Anyway, sorry I kind of rambled on there for a bit. Let's just check out these currencies one more time before I bounce. I want to see what's going on. Maybe an inverse head and shoulders pattern showing up on the UJ here. We'll see. New Zealand dollar. Yeah. I like this pair because it is more up than anything else as far as its slope. We've got this other trend line right here that we want to break below. So we may see another wave down, which would be great. I'll have to watch it though. It is kind of respecting that trend line a little bit there. But there's not a lot of effort to push it up. Gold is still, sitting there. It's looking a little bearish. We've got 3/4 of an hour yet to see how this plays out. Anyways, good setups happening today so far. Lots of activity. Probably going to see some trend changes going into the closer we get to the closer we get into the weekend and the 31st. Yeah, it'll be a good thing to watch. Gold, man, look at that go. It's just Euro. Is that selling off too? Euro is not liking those highs. Wow, New Zealand dollar dumped a lot there. UJ. Oh, that is some response right there. That's interesting. Let's see how these correlate to cryptocurrencies. Like, what is... You might have me for a full hour here. I don't want to bounce yet with y'all. If we close above this 11,250, that's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah, look at that move there. That is if we close above the open there, that is a pretty engulfing candlestick on the hourly. If lower time frame, 30-minute time frame, what are we looking at? Ooh. Yeah, 10 minutes left on this candlestick, and that is a pretty bullish setup. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, double bottoms. Nice. That's a good sign. I like that. I like the look of that. What do we see on the UJ trade long at 109.128? We might get there. And we said New Zealand XAU. So we had a couple shorts on the. What do we say? XAU short at 1366.91. If we got there, actually we were there. So that trade is working out, and then or below 1355.57, which is that short got hit, and that is still working nicely. Cool. Then we took a euro short at the 124, or sorry, 125.184, 125.14. Yep, good short. So stop at 125.8. Yeah, that's still working. I mean, if you took those trades, you got some nice pips in there already. The only position I have is my New Zealand dollar shorts, and then the pound dollar. 142.51. I don't think we're there yet. Yeah, we want to push that a little lower before we do that. Yep. And then I put 2 euro shorts there. That's pretty ugly looking. 30 minutes. Yeek. Not a good looking candlestick. Let's see what we got on the 15. Finally some activity though. Man, gosh, it's just been a drag. 15-minute chart. It's a pretty bearish close on the 15-minute candle up there. UJ, nice supportive buying at that 109 level. We'll have to see if it can sustain it. New Zealand dollar stopped on that trend line, but not looking like it wants to go back up at all either. Should see some good moves here this morning. Yeah. All right. Anyways, I gotta bounce actually. Gotta work with my private clients who are bothering me right now too. And I will see you all tomorrow morning. You know, we've got some great trades active right now. There is no shame in taking profit out on them early. That is always a good idea. Nobody went broke taking profit early. I mean, you know, like I don't talk enough about your money management aspect. You know, that's really up for each person to decide. But you know, if you let's say you buy half a lot, you know, let's say you've got 50,000 dollar yen, and you hit a profit target. Take half of it off. Take half of it as profit. Let the other half run. Move your stop to break even or a little bit above or below that. You know, if you're short or long, you know, move it a little bit above so it's above break even. You still end up with profit, but shave some off as you go. You know, at least leave with some profit. Don't you don't have to exit the whole position all at once. You can certainly take a little with you, but before, I mean, just let your winners run, but take a little off the table. Reward yourself. You know, that's a good idea to do that. All right, just a quick look going on here. Yeah, these markets are looking a little. Not gold that really crapped out and then found some buyers there. We'll see. I mean, we could really get strong reversals here. We could really get these pullbacks. Could just be pullbacks before everything reverses. So just keep your eye on these markets right now. These are pretty exciting ones. It's nice to see these moves. You know, I don't know how this is relating to the futures market, but if you noticed yesterday, boom, big sell-off in the NASDAQ near the end of the day. Actually, not during the end of the day. It was like all day. And then we had kind of the same situation, but now we're looking a little toppy there. The Dow is way up there, but you know. Anyways, take profit if you've got profit. Let some of your winners run, but take some of it off the table. You know, good setups this morning. Glad to be with you guys a little longer than usual, which is fine. I like talking with you. And, you know, trade well, trade smart, trade wisely. And we will talk to you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.